So there you have it, a quick little fight between two claymation creations. I hope you enjoyed this little instructional video. So this video is about creating one of these. This is a character made out of oil-based clay, and it is created using aluminum foil and oil-based clay and some other material called wiki sticks, which you can get at any hobby supply store. And we're going to start the first thing to do is to use a piece of aluminum foil and a Sharpie marker. You're going to make 3 marks, just 3. And you're going to put one in each corner going towards the center of your aluminum foil. And we're going to be cutting along those marks. And this is pretty much what it looks like. You can see the 3 marks, one here at the top and over at the other side. Next, we're going to use a pair of scissors to cut those marks. Alright, so now we have our marks, and now we're cutting with the scissors into the aluminum foil. And the important thing with the aluminum foil is to make sure that you make a square out of the aluminum foil, and then you put these marks where you're going to cut at 3 of the corners of that square. So now what's basically going to happen is these 2 parts are going to be the legs, and this part up here is going to be an arm, and this part up here is going to be a head. Alright, this next part involves using some twist ties or pipe cleaners, which again you can get at any art supply store. I like to take one of the pipe cleaners and fold it in half. The other one I'm going to leave straight, and I'm going to put the one that goes in half halfway through the other one, and we're just going to twist these around each other a little bit. Don't want to make them too twisted, and still want to pretty much have them the same length as each other, like that. And then these will make up the arms and legs. They'll go inside the arms and legs of the tin foil. So with your tin foil person, I've already crinkled the legs up a little bit. Now I'm going to kind of uncrinkle it just a bit and put this in underneath inside of the tin foil. And that's just going to give my person a little bit more structure so that the person might be able to stand on their own without falling over quite as quickly. And we're going to stop right there. So we've put the twist ties or the pipe cleaners inside the tin foil of the legs, and now just the parts that are going to become the arms are not inside the tin foil yet. So we're going to make sure we kind of bend them upward and lay them in the center of the area that is going to become the arms. And just try to make sure that everything kind of stays even. So there we go, we've made the twist ties in the middle there. Then we're going to fold the tin foil, crumple it over those pipe cleaners so that the pipe cleaners are inside the tin foil, and that way they won't stick out of your clay person later on. Okay, so now I've put the person together a little bit more. You can still see a bit of the pipe cleaners on the inside, and now I'm just going to push in the neck area, leaving quite a bit of tin foil open for the head. And next I'm going to try and cover up the rest of the pipe cleaner if I can. Kind of make the person a little bit thinner, but again, I don't want to push the tin foil too much together. I still want it to be a little three-dimensional. It shouldn't be a completely flat piece of tin foil. And if at all possible, you want to put the pipe cleaner inside the tin foil. It doesn't have to be completely closed inside the tin foil on the middle, but on the arms and legs, you certainly want it to kind of disappear inside of the tin foil. And so this method will create pretty much a human being that looks like they are in proportion. Every once in a while you might have to make the arms a little bit shorter, and same thing with the legs. You definitely want to create an area where you would have hands as well. And then you can kind of shape the head and everything. So that's how you make the tinfoil person. And then of course, after you're done with that, you can start posing the person into different poses. And these little tinfoil people can be lots of fun just all by themselves, and they can make some pretty interesting figures that you could use for other projects as well. Maybe put a little bit of plaster on them, or hot wax, and let the hot wax dry off, or let the hot wax cool, and it'll be nice and hard. But we're going to be putting oil-based clay on top of it. So that's what it looks like before the oil is on there. And then I'll just get out my other person, who is also made out of tin foil. And as you can see, as long as you have a nice smooth surface and big feet, you can kind of stick them on the tabletop and it will stay there. You can even have them raise one foot, and they, as long as you pay attention to the center of gravity, you can usually get them to stand on one foot. Okay? And that'll be useful later when we are creating our animation. Okay, so in this case we have our two claymation ready models. One of them has clay on them, and the other one is just made out of tin foil. And they're going to have a little discussion in the middle of this table in just a moment. The tin foil person, I did put a little bit of clay on their foot so that they can be a little bit sticky. You can see a little brown clay there. And I intentionally used a brown clay that would kind of match the ground that my person is going to be walking on. And of course I just push it down a little bit in order for it to stay where I want it to stay. And you can see that with that piece of the twist tie or pipe cleaner in there, you can really pose your person and move them, and each time that you move them, it keeps that pose. And that's really key to making a nice animation. So now we're going to put a little backdrop behind these guys so that you won't see me anymore, and then we'll see what they can do.